Good evening. We'd like to welcome you to the Sister City Telethon for our sister city, Shishigahama, Japan. This is coming to you live from PAC TV studios in America's hometown, Plymouth, Massachusetts. For the past 20 years, the town of Plymouth in Massachusetts has enjoyed a relationship with its sister city, Shishigahama, Japan. And this evening's efforts will be an effort to try to raise money to help our sister city. This evening you can watch on local cable. You can also watch on pactv.org, which also has a number of links, and you can call in your donations to 774-283-4477. And speaking of donations, we have a short clip to show you about some of what is happening over in Shishigahama.
This is Shishigahama, Japan, the beautiful city of 7 beaches. For 20 years, Plymouth has been proud to call Shishigahama their sister city and its residents their friends. This is our sister city today, devastated by the earthquake and tsunami that struck northeast Japan on March 11th. Almost half of Shishigahama remains underwater, its residents, our friends, struggling. We can make a difference today. Pick up the phone, call 774-283-4477 or visit pactv.org and make a donation online. Let our sister city, our friends, know we're here for them.
And that's the story we hear time and time again, is just how open and amazing and friendly and caring the people are, and how much they respect the relationship and the friendship that has grown over the years.
Absolutely. If there's one thing I took away from the trip, it's respect. These people are all about respect. Everything they do is in a respectful way. I think if you look at the devastation and you see some of the videos, I think it's obvious with some of the things we're seeing that there's such a respectful people, even during tragedy like this. You see people in line around blocks and blocks waiting to get water, a family able to buy 10 items. And you see that people respecting that because that's the way it is, that's the rule. And I think we all took away from our trip the fact that they're rule-oriented people. It's the right thing to do, and that's what they do. And they live that. So it was just an extraordinary opportunity, and we learned so much about them. I think this is a great program for us to put together. And I guarantee, I know some of the other people have mentioned it, I guarantee they'd be doing the same thing for us. That's the kind of people they were.
And that, again, that's what we hear time and time again. Tell me, you also had an experience with the chief of police in Shishigahama, and I believe we also have some footage from that trip in October. Yes. that Matt Moratori took when you were all there together. So hopefully we'll be able to take a look at some of that too.
Yeah, that was a great experience. We met with the chief and some of his command staff. And I think the fire chief mentioned it earlier that the plans that they have in order to deal with this type of devastation. And if you think about it, we have plans here in Plymouth and New England, and people in the United States have plans. But we don't plan for that type of devastation. I don't know how you could. But talking to them, it was a challenge that they took on. They understood that from my memory, they were talking about almost guaranteeing having an earthquake or a tsunami in the next couple of years. They knew it was going to happen. They knew it was coming. And we'll prepare. We had a tough winter this year. We prepare for those types of things. Now, you know, what happens to us? People can't go on the road. They can't get in and out of work. You might lose electricity for a short period of time. They're preparing for devastation, like these streets will no longer be there. My hat's off to them. They prepared, and I think the preparation saved a lot of people over there. And they made it perfectly clear that they were up for the challenge. And you know, we're just happy that most of the information we've received, the people we met and the friends that we made over there are safe. That means a lot to us. However, the devastation and the loss is just extraordinary.
Joining me now is Plymouth County Treasurer Tom O'Brien. Tom, welcome. Glad to have you here.
Steve, thank you for having me, and I just encourage everybody to keep calling in. This is such a fantastic cause. Steve, I remember when I was the state representative prior to Representative Tom Coulter, and the folks from Shishigahama came here to visit the town of Plymouth. I just remember how respectful they were, how polite they were, the traditions that they had, and I remember exchanging business cards with them was something that was very important to them. What a wonderful group of people that came over, what a fantastic delegation, and they really are in a time of need right now. And what we need to do, you and I and everybody watching and listening, is to reach out to the sister city and help in any way we can. So I really want to encourage everyone who's watching, listening, to call in and make a donation. Steve, I was listening to some of the folks on the phone, and I know that Rick Cohn just received a call from a young boy who donated $3. Now, if that young boy can call in and make a donation, all of us can participate in some way, shape, or form.
Unfortunately now, as of last night, it's about 1 a.m., there are 48 confirmed deaths in town, and still only 45 identities are known. There are still 38 individuals that are missing or reported missing. And just because power and services are slowly just returning, that number is down from 100 missing on Friday, but they still have not been able to contact all those who are being sought out.
And I understand that that is the goal right now, is to find all of the townspeople who are missing, and that they are not going to rest until they're able to do that.
Exactly, and they use those words. Those words exactly. That we cannot rest until we've found everyone. Everyone is found, and identified, and accounted for. And that's really a very difficult task right now, because you saw the tidal wave. Chichigahama sits on the corner of the opening to the ports of Sendai, and if you look at Jamie's photos, you'll see that there are ship containers sitting on the beach in Chichigahama. So there's a lot of various things are washed up, and I'm sure that there's a lot of people. It's a large fishing region and maritime industry in that area, so it's probably very challenging circumstances for the town not to know that the challenge extends beyond their own borders.
And David, all of us here cannot even begin to imagine. We see the pictures, we see the video, but we really can't truly understand what's happening there. What we can do is we can continue to support the people of Japan and support our sister city. I don't know if you are able to see right now, but we are, our donations are growing. We are over $13,000 right now in donations.
That's wonderful.
We'd like to thank you for what you've done, and all of our friends on Facebook and through our social networks who have been spreading the word about this telethon and about the needs. We also have links on the main page of our website to Jamie's blog that shows some of the pictures we've discussed. I'd like to thank you so much for calling in this evening, and we are going to be taking another donation from a group of folks locally here in Plymouth. Thank you, David.
Before I hang up, I did want to make my contribution as well. I'd like to provide $200 from my wife and myself, and that will be matched by $300 from my company's foundation.
Thank you. Thank you, David, very much.
Thank you very much, Don. I appreciate all the efforts of everybody in Plymouth.
Thank you. And I'm going to turn it back to Matt Moratori, who has another donation.
Great. Thank you very much, Donna and David. One thing David said to us earlier in the day is that most of the streets are cleared in Shichigahama, but they're not passable. So that's why we need to help out. So please call 774-283-4477. Call all night long. Even when we're showing clips, please call that number or go on packtv.org. Now, I got some special guests here today. People may think these are part of my kids, but they're not. These are other kids. And these are from Heidi Mayo's art show that was put on last Friday. And they do this every year. Heidi Mayo is an art teacher, coordinates the art program in the town of Plymouth. And every year during the art show, you actually do a fundraiser.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Yep.
And this year you decided to split your fundraising needs, and you did half to Cambodia, and what's the rest going to?
We're doing it to Japan because they had the tsunami and hurricane.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And this is Emma DeSisto, and this is Sean and Catherine Spiegel. So thank you so much for your $250 donation. Now we're going to head over to Donna, who has a former friend of ours in town, Mark Sylvia.
maybe former town manager, but always a friend to Plymouth.
Yes.
And for those of you watching,
you.
we want to ask all of you to please call in, talk to your friends, talk to your family, make sure they know that this is happening. Whether it's online at packtv.org, if you're watching with our friends from the Ledger, from the Brockton Enterprise, from WATD, or Cape Cod Community Media, we thank all of you for joining us. And I am very happy to be joined by our former town manager, who is back here for this event, Commissioner of Energy Resources for the state of Massachusetts, Mark Sylvia.
It's a pleasure to be here, and I am still a friend of the town of Plymouth.
No matter what they say.
No matter what they say. Yeah.
And a friend of our sister city, Shichigahama.
Without a doubt. Just the devastation was so sad, and when we heard that Sendai, the major tragedy happened in Sendai and in the Miyagi prefecture, just for those of us who went out there, our hearts went out to the citizens in Shichigahama and beyond within the whole prefecture. And it's heartwarming to be here today with so many people to try and make a difference and help our friends that need it badly.
And we are making a difference. As we see by our tally board, we have $18,136 so far for our friends in Shichigahama.
Yep.
So we want people to keep calling so we can continue to see those numbers increase.
And you mentioned people from all around the world and all around the country and here in the Plymouth area. It's just amazing, the outpouring is support.
It's pretty incredible to see what people can do together.
Absolutely, absolutely. Particularly in tragic times, people really band together, regardless of where they are in the world, and that's just amazing.
Governor, any words of encouragement for our folks in Shishigahama?
Well, that they should know that the thoughts and prayers of the people of the Commonwealth are with them, as is true of people all over the world. And as dark as the times are, take some small comfort from the example of that grandmother and her grandson who survived, 9 days after the disaster, and are doing well. There will be a tomorrow.
Governor, we have people watching on local cable TV and also people who are streaming online. What would you like to say to them as the leader of our Commonwealth of Massachusetts?
Well, I just want to say how proud I am that once again the people of Massachusetts have shown their generosity, their encouragement to people who may not necessarily touch their own lives, but we share in the human condition and as members of a larger human community. And I thank everyone for their generosity and encouragement.
Governor, we thank you so much for taking your time out and joining us tonight. And we also want to thank you and let the viewers know as well, you actually gave a very generous donation to the cause, and we thank you very much.
Thank you, Governor.
Thank you, Matt and Steve. Great work.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care.
We are at $56,291.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And you know what? We still have some time.
Little
so
bit.
I think we still need to get some more donations. And we thank all of you who have been supporting this telethon and ultimately supporting our sister city, Shichigahama. Please pick up the phone, call people, friends and family, let them know that this is happening. Point them in the direction of all of the wonderful websites and businesses that are streaming this live. PACTV.org, Ledger.org, the Brockton Enterprise, WATD, Cape Cod Community Media Center, all of our partners in this fundraising effort. We would like to thank them. And we wanted to talk with Patrick because this is one of the things that's so exciting, I think, about this telethon is how it happened.
Yeah, came together very quickly. I came into work on Wednesday morning, and I think some of you people know that I'm the special assistant to the town manager, to find out that the board had really put together an effort to try to coordinate a telethon in very short order. And in 6 days, we have somehow pulled this off, and I'm astonished by the numbers. I really am, the generosity of people.
In so many ways. As we've been saying all night, everybody who is in the area and people from all over the world who have a connection to Shichigahama have been wanting to be a part of this in any way that they can. Phone calls, emails, people showing up. It's been amazing. We've had so much media coverage as well.
We have.
We've had folks from ATD, we've had folks from NACN, we've had folks from Japanese public television, and Channel 5 has been here twice to help share the news. So we'd like to thank all of the partners who have really been a part of this.
Yeah, the media has really made this take off. I mean, we've tried to do our part, but I mean, without them getting the word out, without the work of PAC TV, without the work of the Rotary, we really wouldn't have been able to have such a successful event, I think.
Well, I don't know if you know, one of the taglines here at our studio is building community through media, and it really is true. Public, educational, and government access centers around the country are truly the local channels that help everybody to be able to communicate, that help people to be able to communicate their message and help each other. Yeah. So we're able to use a technology to be able to make a difference.
I completely agree with that. The amount well, we were chatting before. I mean, the way this has gone viral in some ways is just kind of amazed. I think all of us. Without that Facebook and Twitter and online, I don't know how we would have got these donations from around the world. The devastation over there is so massive that they're going to need every dollar, I think, to help rebuild.
Matt, they were just talking, the Donnas were talking about Plymouth Rotary, and the Plymouth Rotary Club got a letter from Sendai over near Shichigahama.
Yeah, I want to read a little bit of the excerpts of it. Things here in Sendai have been really surreal, but I'm very blessed to have wonderful friends who are helping me out a lot. Since my shack is even more worthy of that name, I am now staying at a friend's house. We are sharing supplies like water, food, and kerosene heaters. We sleep lined up in one room, eat by candlelight, share stories. It's a warm, friendly, and beautiful. During the day, we help each other clean up the mess in our homes. People sit in their cars looking at the news on their navigation screens or line up getting drinking water when a source is open. If someone has water running in their home, they put out a sign so people can come home to fill up their jugs and buckets. And it goes on. You have some more extras.
This letter came back to us a couple days ago, and it says, and the Japanese themselves are so wonderful. I come back to my shack to check on it each day. Now to send this email, and since the electricity is on, I find food and water left in my entranceway. I have no idea from whom, but it is there. Old men in green hats go from door to door checking to see if everyone is okay. People talk to complete strangers, asking if they need help. I see no signs of fear. Resignation, yes, but fear or panic, no. And certainly complete strangers asking if they need help. We're asking you to help us tonight to raise money for our sister city in Japan. Please join the people who are in Japan to help support this telethon.
Hi, I'm Senator Terry Murray. The people of Plymouth's Japanese sister city, Shishigahama, have faced unfathomable tragedy in the wake of the devastating earthquake and tsunami, and now the threat of nuclear radiation. For over 2 decades, our communities have been linked, not just by words or signatures, but by education and cultural exchanges, and most importantly, by friendship. As our friends in Shishigahama face what is likely the greatest challenge of their lifetime, they will need our support now more than ever. I know that everyone's struggling to make ends meet, but if you'll just take a second and imagine a devastation so complete you have absolutely nothing left, except maybe the clothes on your back, that's exactly what our friends in Shishigahama are facing. If you can, please make a donation to help our friends and let them know that the people of Plymouth are here for them. You can donate by calling the studio right now or go online at www.pactv.org to make a donation through PayPal. You can also mail donations to Plymouth Rotary Charitable Fund, care of Northeast Community Bank, 8 North Park Avenue, Plymouth, Mass. 02360. Mail checks should be made out to the Plymouth Rotary Charitable Foundation with Shishigahama in the memo line. Thanks so much for your caring and for your donation.
Again, the number 774-283-4477. Please, if you're watching now and if you talk to people in the future, please encourage them to go to the PAC TV website at pactv.org. They'll continue to receive donations, and they will continue to provide information as the telethon goes on.
Steve, I also want to thank 2 special people, Donna Rodriguez here from PAC TV and Patrick O'Brien, the special assistant to the town manager. They've been working tirelessly day and night for the last 7 days to put this together. So we thank you both very much. Yeah. Thank you.
And we have a lot of operators and other volunteers in the studio, and we want to thank them all. Our tally at this time, 60,497. Thank you to everybody for watching.
Thank you,
folks.
folks.
Keep donating. Here, and keep donating.
Keep donating. Thank you. Thank you, Steve. Good job.
Good job.
Good job.
Good job.